Next topic is center of mass, okay, and linear momentum, and then collision. Okay, means this topic will be completed in three parts. The first one will be center of mass. So in this video, we will be studying center of mass. In the next part of the video, we will study linear momentum, and in the last third part, we will study collision and impulse. Okay, conservation of linear momentum. So first of all, we have to study center of mass. That what is center of mass? Okay. So center of mass is nothing. It is assumed as one particle. Okay. The center of mass is assumed, as you know, that any object can be treated as a point object. Point object means the size of a point, one single particle, and all the mass that constitutes that body is assumed to be situated at that point. Okay. So that point or that point mass is known as center of mass. Okay. So center of mass is just like a single particle, means the motion of a center of mass is just like a single particle in motion. Okay. Because all the mass is assumed to be concentrated at the center of mass of the body. Okay. For example, you can see that a bowler throws a ball, and this ball starts spinning. Okay. Then all the particles of the balls starts rotation or revolution about the center. Okay. However, the center of the ball does not rotate, means is not in the rotation. Okay. It is just in a linear motion. Okay. So like that ball, we consider any object that we put our focus on the center of the mass, because the motion of the whole body is represented by the motion of the center of the mass. Okay. Now how do we find the center of mass? So finding the center of the mass, we have this formula. Okay. Like we have found the center of area, means centroid. We have found centroid. So centroid is the center of area. Similarly, center of mass is the center of the mass of the body. Okay. The same formula that we did in centroid is repeated in center of mass, but instead of area, we are here concerned with mass. Okay. So x is equal to 1 by m. M is the total mass of the body. Okay. Summation of xi into mi. Okay. So xi is the x coordinate of the mass, ith mass. Okay. Means ith mass means mass of ith number, means a particle whose number is I. Okay. So xi into mi. Similarly, bi is equal to 1 by m into summation of bi I into mi. Okay. So bi I is the coordinate, bi coordinate of the mass mi. Okay. Similarly, z is equal to 1 by m into summation of zi into mi. So zi is the z coordinate of the mass. Okay. Of the mass mi. Okay. And capital M is the total mass. Okay. So capital M is summation of all mi. Okay. Now this is the coordinate axis, rectilinear axis has been made. So here you can put the values and you can get the center of mass. If you are given the point mass is means the coordinates of the point masses whose center of mass you have to find. Then first plot the xi by I zi for the ith particle, jth particle, kth particle, whatever it is, and from the formula you can find the position or the coordinate of the center of the mass. Okay. So whatever I have said is written once again, that mi is the mass of the ith particle. Okay. So I is the number of the particle, means ith number particle, means the particle whose number is I, because the total number particle is n. Okay. And we are starting from 1 to n, means we are summing total number of particles. So starting from 1 to n. So okay, so from 1 to n we have reached ith particle, so it is just one particle. So mi is the mass of the ith particle. Now n is the total number of particles. Summation of mi is equal to capital M is equal to total mass of the system, or total mass of the particle of the body. Okay, xi by I zi is the coordinates of mi. Okay, and capital X, capital Y, capital Z is the coordinates of center of mass that has been found using this formula. Okay. In terms of position vector, okay, so position vector of the ith mass. Okay, so Ri means position vector of the ith mass. Okay, so Ri is equal to xi I plus by I j plus zi k. So I is in the x direction, j is in the y direction, and k is in the z direction. And xi by I and zi are the coordinates of the mass mi. Okay. So when you do that, you find that position vector of the center of mass is equal to summation of mi into Ri by capital M. Okay. So capital M is the total mass of the system or total mass of the body. Now we will see computation of center of mass of different bodies. Okay. So in this figure, this is just like a lever. Okay, means we have two bodies having mass m1 and m2. First mass m1 has been kept at the origin. Okay, having the coordinates 0 0 0. Okay, and second mass is at a distance d from the origin, so its coordinate is d 0 0 because it is put on the x-axis. Okay, so all the values are on the x-axis, that's why the y coordinate and z coordinates are 0. Okay, now d1 plus d2 is equal to d. Okay, and m1 into d1 is equal to m2 into d2, that is d is inversely proportional to m. Okay, it is just like the lever rule, so it nothing but just the lever rule. Okay, so this is the center of mass, and it is at a distance d1 from m1 and at a distance d2 from m2. Okay, okay, so it is a two mass system. Okay, the system constitutes of two mass. Okay, one is put at the origin and another one has been put at a distance d from the origin. Second one is group of particles. Now we have more than two particles. Okay, so when we have more than two particles, we have already seen the case. Okay, so in the group of particles we have capital M, like the same it was happening before also. So capital M means summation of Mi. Okay, from 1 to n. N is the total number of particles. So summing total number of particles will give you capital M, the total mass of the body. Okay. Now the coordinates of the center of mass for the group of particles is represented by capital X, capital Y and capital Z. Okay. So if you are given in terms of integration, then 1 by m integration xi into dmi. In terms of absolute values, 1 by m summation of xi into mi. Okay. Similarly, by is equal to 1 by m integration by I into dmi. Okay. When this is a variable, when we are given as a variable unit, then you will do integration, and when you are given absolute values, you will do the summation. Okay. So 1 by m summation of by I into mi, and z is equal to 1 by m integration zi into dmi, or 1 by m into summation zi into mi. Okay. So when you are given variable values, then you will do the integration, and when you are given absolute values, then you will do the summation. Okay. And then you will find the center of mass of the group of particles represented by capital X, capital Y and capital Z. The third case is uniform a straight rod. Okay. So like in the previous case, the formula will be the same. The basic formula will always be the same, just the figures will be changing, and as per the figure, whether it's a linear figure or a planar figure, okay, you have to change the formula. Means you have to just change the dm value, other things will remain the same. Okay, so this is the uniform straight rod. Okay, this is the rod which is having a length capital L. Okay, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, and this is the z-axis. But it's a linear body. That's why we have just concerned with x-axis. Okay, just one axis, uni-axis. Okay, because this is a linear term, this is a linear body. That's why we have put it on x-axis, means just one axis, and we have found the center of mass. Okay, so for elemental length dx at a distance x from the origin or center, so O is the origin or center. Okay, so for any elemental length dx at a distance x from the origin or center, dm is equal to capital M by capital L into dx. So capital M is the total mass of the rod, and L is the total length of the rod, into dx. So dx is the elemental length of that part. Okay, which mass is dm. Okay, now coordinates of dm is x0 0, because it is at a distance x from the origin, so its coordinate is x0 0. Now position of center of mass from the formula that we have seen is computed once again. Okay, so position of center of mass x is equal to 1 by m integration of x into dm. For variables we have to do integration, for absolute values we have to do summation. Okay, so 1 by m into xi into mi, or 1 by m into x into m by l, because dm is equal to m by l into dx. So dm has been changed to m by l into dx, and then you do the integration and found L by 2. So center of mass is at L by 2 0 0. Okay, that means at the middle. Okay, so any symmetric body, if you see any symmetric body, then center of mass will be at the intersection of the axes about which the body is symmetrical. Okay, Now uniform circular wire. Okay. Okay. So uniform circular wire or ring. So this black portion represents, it's not a straight line, some irregularities have been, okay, so whatever. So this is the uniform circular wire. Okay, means the straight wire has been bent into a semicircular form. Okay, means we have seen the previous case. The previous case was a straight rod. Okay, so when you bend this straight rod into a semicircular wire or semicircular rod, okay, so this forms a ring. Okay, so then now we will find the center of mass of that ring. Okay, so as we did in the previous, once again we have to find the dm, means all the labor that we are doing, we are doing the labor to find the dm. Okay, so here we will find the dm, and then using that dm we will find the center of mass from the formula. Okay. So first of all, understand this figure. So we have taken this elemental length from P to Q. Okay, so ds is equal to r d theta. Okay, so theta is the angular displacement or angular position or phase. Okay, so theta is the angular displacement or phase. Theta is equal to 0 when we start, the theta is equal to 0. Okay, now this is r sin theta. Okay, from here to here, this is r cos theta, means this is r sin theta, this value, not this not this extended version, this is not, don't consider this extended version, only this perpendicular drawn to the x-axis. This is r sin theta and this is r cos theta. Okay, so coordinates of P is r cos theta, r sin theta, or x or y. Okay, this is the center, and as I said, as we start, the theta is equal to 0. Okay, the sign convention chosen is anti-clockwise is positive, means if you are going from this direction anti-clockwise, then theta is positive, and if you are going clockwise, then theta will be negative. Okay, similarly that happens with x also. Now we will find the center of mass. Okay, so m is the total, capital M is the total mass of the semicircular ring or wire. Okay, now this is a planar body. Okay, so if it had been a linear body, then the center of mass will be at the line, whatever position it may be, but it will be on the line if the body was linear. Okay, like in the previous case, a straight rod. Okay, the rod was a straight, so center of mass was in a line. Okay, now this is a planar body, that's why the center of mass will be in the plane. Okay, so center of mass in the xy plane. Okay, because the body is made in the xy plane, that's why the center of mass is in the xy plane. Now dm is equal to m by pi r into d theta, r d theta. Okay, so m by pi r is the mass per unit length. Okay, pi into r is the circumference of the semicircular wire. Okay, and r d theta is the elemental length of the ring. Okay, so dm is equal to elemental mass of the ring having length ds. Okay. Now position of the center of the mass, x is equal to 1 by, means the same formula that we have been doing, we will do once again and find it. The integration is done from 0 to pi because we are starting from 0 and going to the pi, because we have to consider the whole area, okay, from 0 to pi. Then we will constitute this semicircle. Okay, so integration is from 0 to pi. Okay. So when we integrate for the x, we get 0. Okay, means center of mass is having a coordinate of x as 0, means it will have the x coordinate as 0. Okay, now computing the y coordinate, we get 2r by pi. Okay, so coordinate of the center of mass is at 0 and 2r by pi, means 0 means this is 0 and 2r pi means here. Okay, so center of mass will be here. Now the last one, uniform semicircular plate. Okay. So uniform semicircular plate is nothing but the same semicircular wire has been extended and made a plate, okay, a planar body completely. Okay, so whatever we do it once again. Okay, we have to find the dm, and from the dm we can find the center of mass. So dm is equal to m by pi r square into pi r into dr. So pi r into dr is the area of the elemental length. X is equal to 0 from the symmetry. Okay, because this is a symmetric body, so half portion is here, half portion is here, so center of mass will be on the y-axis only. Okay, and x will be 0, means at the whatever it will come on the y-axis and will not have any x coordinate. Okay, so x is equal to 0 by symmetry, y is equal to 2r by pi from the previous equation. So y coordinate is equal to 2r by pi, capital Y is equal to 1 by pi into whatever we did, we are doing it once again. Okay, so by capital Y, which is the y coordinate of the center of mass, is equal to 1 by m into by dm, 1 by m 0 to r, because we have to extend it up to r, capital R, which is the radius of the semicircular plate. Okay, so we do it and find 4r by 3 pi. So center of mass is equal to 0 by 4r by 3 pi. Okay, so now we know center of mass. In the second topic we will study Newton's 3 laws of motion and also linear momentum, and in the third topic we will see collision and impulse. Okay, so thank you.